So in today's video, we're going to discuss a stock that is in a potential squeeze opportunity, and yet it's pushing up before the squeeze has possibly even started. Now, there has been some covering. There has to have been, because we're going to look at the chart together. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the stocks I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if that's something that interests you, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description. Let's look at that. And we're going to jump into all the reasons why this stock was setting up to explode, has exploded, and it just got started because of the data that I'm about to show you guys live and updated, that there's still room here and shorts are just beginning to cover, and a lot of them might not have even started to cover. We're going to look at that together. So the stocks I mentioned this morning gave realistic expectations after hitting their bottoms and jumping back up of 3 to 5%, 5 to 10%. But we're going to look at our best performer today, nearly reaching 20% plus home run territory. We're going to look at it. And if this is something that interests you and you want to become part of, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So these are the stocks I mentioned this morning. But our home run of the day was GSMG. Let's go ahead and look at that chart together. And you will see here how we caught this one in the pre-market as it was pulling back, and then it jumped up pretty quickly, a 3 to 5% jump, pulled all the way down to 207 and took off in a matter of minutes to a highest point of 15% plus, around 15 to 18% within that range, pulled back down and gave several jumps of 3 to 5%, 5 to 10%, and then again another 5 to 15% opportunity in the afternoon after hitting that dip and ripping up to almost 240. This was nearly a home run opportunity as well. So if this is something that interests you, we look for these opportunities daily. The members in the group are looking for opportunities daily, and you gain access to being part of a community of investors all looking to learn and grow together. And we look forward to having you join us. The links are down below in the description to the Discord, and let's jump into these charts. So here we are with Sprt, support.com Inc. Now this is a stock that some of the members in the group love. They've been tracking this one ever since they started watching it. And I'm going to share with you guys the one time I watched it, the one time I saw it as an opportunity. I didn't really do further due diligence, but right now in present day, right, I'm going back to July 28th because that's the date I started watching it. And this is the type of things you'll gain access to by joining, not just me, but also members' ideas and everybody brainstorming together, learning and growing together. And that is something that I find way more valuable than just knowing what stocks to watch or what opportunities are going out there or what others are watching, right? So this is Sprt. I mentioned it on the 28th, right? On the 27th, it took off and nearly doubled, came back down, hit right here around 729 and ripped up to 9 and some change. This turned out to be a home run for the day. And let me just show you guys the date I mentioned it. You could see it right there, July 28th, 2021. These were the stocks I was watching, and there it is, right? Sprt, just charts and volume, has me watching it, and there it was on the 28th. Now, we're going to jump to present day, and you're going to see that even if this all went wrong, right? And even if you believed in the stock and you were trying to catch the dip wasn't that much further from that, right? It went all the way down back to $5 where it all started. And from that point forward, it has been explosive. Now, it has had small jumps, and that right there is without even a short squeeze. And right now, it's in the middle of some shorts covering. Of course, it's just my opinion, but I believe some of the shorts have had to cover in this run because, it has been explosive. This has nearly doubled, tripled, and quadrupled since its lows in the last 3 weeks. Now, this has been phenomenal, and this has been driven not only by hype and speculation, but also by the crypto run, because this is having ties with crypto, right? That's what the merger is all about. So let's go ahead and look at some articles that came out just nearly 3 days ago. So this right here was talking about how support.com can get a squeeze to the moon, right? Question mark. They were actually hyping this up, making it speculative more than it should be, but that's what it says. It talks about the merger here, of who they're merging with, and how it has been a stock since July 14th. This is even before I even started watching it, that it was going to have some potential to squeeze since it was in the $4.27 range. Now, it goes ahead and talks a lot more about what's going on, how it's actually going to merge, how this is affecting the stock, and how right now there's a possibility, right, at the date of this publishing, right, August 23rd, that this could squeeze. And here we are in the middle of it, pushing to the upside. Now, how you could see this as something that is being propped up 3 days ago compared to today is what makes you actually look at things and say, well, okay, some people are saying this could squeeze, others are saying that this can go to the downside, and that's why there's such a high short float. So we got the bulls, we got the bears. This is on a battleground right now, very speculative, a lot of hype, and it's reached Reddit forums, and that's what's giving it even more momentum. So I'm going to show you guys how the short float hasn't really changed, and if anything, it's gone up, and it hasn't changed as the stock is going higher, creating an even more massive upside potential. And we're going to look at that together. But this is what Wall Street is saying, and they're downgrading support.com. Now, in the next 6 months, that could possibly be true, but they could be wrong as well, right? Because in the next 6 months, this battleground can keep on going. And if shorts don't cover until they do, and the bulls can hold up the price, I mean, this is going to be a battlefield, right? As they call it. So let's go ahead and look here at the data. So as of right now, the stock has pushed up extremely, right? These key levels were all broken through at $10, $11, and it has been explosive. Now, short float is 38.59. I'll just round that up to 39, or if you want to round it out to 38, that's fine. You can round it down, you can round it up, but it is still high, guys. 20% and above is pretty high, and 38 almost reaching 40. That's nearly double of where high is considered, which is 20%. This is a huge, huge sign of opportunity when there could be a short squeeze, and the amount of shares, right? The float is not that big, okay? Super important to keep that in mind, as well as the market cap is not that big. Yet the stock is pushing, guys. The stock is pushing without even the shorts covering. So you can just only picture, right? Or imagine what could happen if the shorts start to cover. Now, within all of this, I'm going to be tracking this number as much as possible to see if it goes down. Because if it does, that means that shorts have started to cover. But if it doesn't, and this continues to hold itself up or go higher, the shorts eventually are going to have to cover. And the size that we see now in the charts is nothing near how high it could go in the size that it can take this to the upside, right? I mean, this has been pretty explosive, but it's just beginning if the bulls don't get shaken and allow the bears to gain leverage again. So this is definitely something to watch. The higher this goes, the riskier it gets. I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware of this, but based off the data, the shorts haven't even covered, and if they have, it's been a very small amount, and the amount of short interest is pretty high. The float is pretty small, and I mean, this merger news is pretty big for this stock and company overall. Plus, as the whole entire crypto market is pushing upwards, it's giving it that extra push, but it is something to watch, be aware of, and know that this is speculative, high risk, and it's already pretty high compared to where a lot of investors started watching this in the 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, and $10 mark. Anything above that has been higher risk all along through the staircase effect. I mean, this has been pretty huge though. In just one day, all the way from 14 to 23, nearly $5 away from doubling, guys. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.